Hello, I'm Brian, and these are my plans. I'm going to live aboard my 26-foot Thunderbird sailboat here on the property while I build my 32 by 56-foot boat shed. Then I'm going to live in a small room inside my boat shed while I build my 38-foot Centennial Spray sailboat. When that is complete, I am going to sail that sailboat around the world. Come join me as I make these plans a reality. Well, my storage container arrived on site today, and very much thanks to McQuaid's in Charlottetown for delivering it. I also took my sailboat down, which is what I'll be sleeping on, living aboard as I build the boat shed. And if you watch closely, you can see the elusive creature I call my mother up at the front. And we get a little bit better shot of her here, but she's camera shy. Well, I just got out to the boat tonight. It's my trial run here to see what it's like. I just put a whole bunch of stuff into the cabin here. Now I gotta try to organize it a little bit and see what works and what doesn't. Well, I survived the night. I did find out a couple of things. Since the boat's still on its trailer and the trailer is just resting on the ground, the bunk here has about a 5 or 6 degree tilt that made me feel like I was always sliding out of bed. So I'll have to get that jacked up. The second thing was, with all that lugging in and out of stuff that I had to take in here yesterday, I got a nice boatload of mosquitoes. So I've jacked the boat up and put these jack stands underneath them, and as you can see, the tires are free of the ground, and that leveled out my sleeping area and also made the boat more stable for moving around on it. And I got a little table here with some water. And so as it was much too wet down there for me to leave my outhouse there, I've decided to move it. So I've laid it down on a couple of strapping, and I'm going to haul it up onto this upper level, and I'll probably take it over near the trees there. With the help of my son Jake, we picked the outhouse back up and got it standing upright again. And then with the help of Dad and Jake, we spun it around and managed to get it back into place on the pads that I had set in the woods there. It wasn't light to lift around, and I had unloaded it of the buckets before we moved it around. How's that? Okay. Okay. Slowly lower it down, Jake. As you can tell, we were fairly beat after finished moving it. We put the bolt through that will take the pressure from the wire and transferred to the pole rather than on the wires themselves. We had to wait almost a month for that to come in. Shortages at this time. We had to dig down about 3 feet into the ground to put the pole in.
There we go.
Picked up the 16-foot 6x6 and plopped it in the hole.
There we go. That's
Plumbed it up and backfilled around it. We had to dig a large hole for the grounding plate, and of course, anytime you dig holes, you have to stand around and admire the hole.
yeah, but then he
Hooking up the grounding wire to the plate and tossing it in the hole.
almost right perfect. Look at that.
Yeah, we had to put the grounding plate 2 feet into the ground. And now we're attaching braces to the pole so that it won't fall over with the tension that's on it from the wire. Well, there, we finally got the temporary mast in. Now we just got to wait for Maritime Electric to come hook it up. So Maritime Electric came along to drill the hole for the pole. And they've worked out a fairly neat way to clean the auger here. Piles all the dirt into one big pile beside the hole. Generally they'll just shake the auger and knock it all over the place. Grab it onto the pole, and you'll notice there's a piece at the top that comes and grabs the pole to keep it upright on the top of the arm there. Dropping it into the hole. And now they're checking for plumb using a string line and a weight. They're here to hook us up. So they got another truck coming with the transformer for over there, but they're working this way just to help the guys out so they don't have to work so hard on a Saturday. So we got my extra wire and it's hooked up to our mast now, and just the other Maritime Electric truck arrived here, and they'll be putting up the new transformer and running the wire over to this pole, and then they'll connect my wire coming in, which is still laying on the ground here. They're actually going to stick a guy on this pole because when it comes to my building it's going to be not in a direct line, so they'll tidy that up and make sure this pole won't lean over time. Here wiring the wire across, and he's up over there getting ready to run the transformer and switch off, and he's up there now going to drill the guy wire so it won't bend the wrong way. They were teasing these guys up top, saying, well, if anything ever goes wrong they'll know exactly who's up there because it's all on video. And the bolt he had taken up wasn't long enough, so they're going to have to switch off bolts, and he's going to come down and make an awesome catch. Wired up there, so they'll just have to change the transformer now. They flipped right at the top of the transformer. Above it is a fuse they flipped off to kill the power to it, so get everything switched over. Few seconds. Here they're making the connection from the line coming across the the road to the power coming in. Hooking it up to the transformer. So they put a bit of pressure on the pole to lean it one way, and they're tamping the bottom of the ground here, and then they're going to run the guy wire the other way to support it and pull it back. They had not planned on having the auger tip over. They were supposed to be stuck well enough into the ground, but as you can see, it was quite a windy day, and I suspect the wind might have taken it.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Taking off the auger, and they're going to drive a line down with the helix at the bottom, and then they're going to connect their wire to that. They're using a chain come along to straighten the pole, and then they will wire in the guy wire so that it's good. Hooking it back up to the power line. Thanks very much, Maritime Electric, for coming in on a Saturday and hooking me up. That was greatly appreciated. Now, putting the breaker up.
Clicking.
There it is, all hooked up with you wanna zeros on the meter right now. And we just flip the breakers up to on, and we're live now.
Nod your head when you're ready, and I'll hit it. Go right ahead.
The post, that is, not your head. We figured we'd take the rudder off so that we'd have more room to walk underneath to get to our storage box, and also to get rid of the tiller up top, so it would be one less thing for me to trip over as I was climbing up and in.
Okay, it should be free. Yeah. It is indeed. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no.
Measuring in from the road are 85 feet, and I had stuck a nail in where I guessed it would be. Had to move it about a foot to where exactly it should have been.
$32 feet exactly. This is post to post.
Yeah. And then laying out the front of the building here at 32 feet, making sure it's decently straight. We're checking our back 56 feet.
Okay, 56 that way.
And we checked our diagonals.
64.6. Hang on.
I'm laying a string line, so I'll have something to go straight off of, and then I'm going to mark the center of the posts where the hole needs to be drilled.
2 3/4. Back. 2 3/4. What's that give you?
That's the center of my first post. Marking out the posts on the 8-foot center along my 56-foot wall. So we got the building marked out here. We got the very outside corner of the building, and then we got where the center of the post would be. So as we come along, We've got our 8-foot spacings and exactly where the posts need to be drilled at. And at the far end here, we again have the outside of my building and where the post needs to be drilled at. And we also put another 2 markers out here, one there and one there, so that we'll be able to reset our line and make sure we have that edge of the posts whenever the hole comes to be drilled. And of course, because of all the delays, the first thing to show up on my job site were my rafters. I told someone I was going to use a sky hook and put them up that way and then build from the top down, but I don't know if they really believed me. Yeah, I'd say so.